So what's the story behind Starcaller then, Ben?
Starcaller is you are the Starcaller, and you're trapped in this temple, very, very low down. It looks way cooler in VR. 2D screen doesn't do it any justice. And you've got to solve as many puzzles as you can in order to complete the ritual and restore the stars to their former glory. Yeah, so I don't know if you've ever seen the Crystal Maze on TV.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like that. So when I start the game, all the walls will go down. Well, you'll see in a minute. And then each wall has its own puzzle, and you've got to try and do as many as you can within 5 minutes.
Nice.
And then when the 5 minutes are up, there's a final ritual, which I won't spoil, but you'll see at the end. And then from that, you earn your score on the leaderboard. So there's 2 different game modes currently. You can see like your global score, your friend's score, and there's local leaderboards as well. So we'll stick with English. Let's go. So yeah, each one of these walls is a separate puzzle. So let's start with this one. So it goes down. So this one's a slot machine. So you can grab it and try and match the symbols up.
Oh, great.
Where's the sun?
So if you've got to complete all the puzzles in each of the walls, then...
yeah, so when you complete one, another one comes down, and then the time limit goes down slowly over the 5 minutes, and then when it runs out, there's a final ritual. So there's a puzzle. There you go. Ball maze. This is one of our new ones. When you released this yesterday.
That's good.
Let's try. Yeah. Nice. So each puzzle has 3 tiers of difficulty. So this is a tier 1 rope puzzle. So there's 4 different ropes, and you've got to try and match up the colours of the rope or the symbols at the end to the same symbol on the other side. So this is a white one with the eye symbol, so that goes on the white peg with the eye symbol. So that means this one goes there, and that one goes up there. Oh yeah, that would be awkward, yeah. I mean, some of them like this, like, I can't remember the exact way they're supposed to look, but nope, not there. There you go, that one's there. No. There you go, little birdie. Still another one of these. So the idea is it's quite a short amount of time for the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you get better over time, you increase your score, and then you get introduced to newer puzzles the further you get. So this one you have to align the head because it's not aligned properly.
And there's a difficulty. Does that increase as you further progress?
It does, yeah. So that goes back to what I was saying a little bit before about the tiers. So before there was the tier 1 version of this one with only 4, and this one's got 6. So that was the tier 2 one, so there's 6 of them. So oh, there you go. So this ball maze is a lot more complicated than that first ball maze, if you remember. So this is a tier 3, I think. So this is one of the harder ones. Oh no, I'm messing this up now.
I guess it doesn't do it justice just looking through the screen when you've got your Oculus on.
Yeah, when you see it in VR, it's
right?
a completely different experience. Your hands look like your actual hands and feel like your actual hands. Everything perceptually feels completely realistic as you'd expect in real life. Okay, let's try and get you over there. Yep.
So how long did it take you to develop this game then?
I think in total about 6 months, but then we released last month, and then we've just done our first content update yesterday, so adding a few extra puzzles in. So I guess you could say 7 months, I guess. So this one, you've got a pattern up here, and you have to try and match the pattern up here. So this is like a bow and arrow. Like that. There you go. This one is like snap or pairs. Got to try and find the pairs. Oh, that wasn't that one, it was that one. That one. No, that one. There you go. There's 2 of those. I'll try and find a new one of these, I guess. So some of these will turn on part of the constellation, and some of them will reset the puzzle. So you have to try and find which ones to avoid and which ones to press. Yep. What was it? Tier 3 puzzle. I'm nearly out of time. So now all the walls go back. So it's now time for the final ritual. Throw as many star fragments as you can into the blue portals. You have 75 seconds. So the floor disappears.
You start the fans, please.
Portals come down. These portals appear. So now all these crystals are falling from the sky. And I have to try and get as many as I can into the blue portals.
So this feels like the Crystal Maze bit.
Yeah, this is where you are frantically trying to get the gold or silver.
You should have edited Richard O'Brien in here.
Yeah. So this is the workout bit. I don't know if you can tell, but the quicker you are. Oh, ball. Oh, there you go. So the yellow ones are worth 3 points. Sorry, the gold ones are worth 3 points. The purple ones are worth 1 point, and the blue ones are worth 2 points. I apologise if I sound a little bit out of breath.
It's a good exercise, guys.
Definitely work our scoreboard, shall we? Oh, the crystals are coming back. Oh, did quite well. How many did I get in the orange? So they'll take away points if I messed any up and put it in the orange pools instead of the blue ones. So I restored 15 walls, I got 93 points. I can put myself on the local leaderboard. My highest score in this mode is 103, but I don't know how this guy managed to get 260, but...
I feel kind of hysterical, don't you? Let's all have a good cry. Here we go. Pass that along to young Andrew at the end. You get a crystal to go home with. You don't have to show this program to anybody.
We were running a competition to see who would get the highest rank within the first couple of weeks of launch, and then whoever did would get to design a hand skin. So
you know that physical side, Ben, and I'm not sure like what you guys think, but have you thought about, I guess, trying to link that also towards like the health benefits in terms of like, I guess, calories burnt whilst playing this? Is that something that you can actually do?
Yeah, so with I'm not sure about other models, but I know the Quest and Quest 2, it does have an inbuilt function to detect how much you're moving and how many calories you're burning, and it tracks it in real time. So every sort of 5 to 10 seconds it shows you how many calories you've burnt over that period, and then it shows you all the graphs, it shows you in loads of detail how many calories you're burning. You can set calorie burning goals, and it gives you a little notification saying you've met your calorie goal target for the day and all that kind of stuff. So
I mean,
it's a passion thing. Like if we could do this and we didn't need money, we'd do it anyway. You know, we wouldn't do it for money. But like if we want to do this full time, which we have been during the furlough period, and we want to continue on as a business, unfortunately, it's just one of those things we have to earn a living. We have to sort of pay ourselves. So
it's hard, isn't it? And,
yeah.
And if you can find someone who's in that market already, and you can, I guess, commercialize it for them, so you don't need to worry about that. I could see it as a big thing, especially like like big banks and all of that, where they do like regular like away days. Then this could be something like for like team building's a big thing in companies, and if you can like use this as a team building exercise or even as a competition, it would go down really well.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think back to what I was saying about adding multiplayer, and I think if it was to stay a single player experience, which it currently is, it would work and it would be fun, but it wouldn't encourage team building, I don't think, because there's only one of you in the experience, and with the competition side, it would be cool, but it might potentially do the opposite. But I think if we were to get multiplayer in, and we were to add a cooperative experience where you're trying to help each other and like figure out puzzles together, I think that would be a lot more beneficial to that industry.
And do you know how much, like from a development perspective, if you were to move to a multiplayer or cooperative, how long, like I guess, like time and effort would it take you to add that in?
Well, I mean, as I said, we've got a few sorry, excuse me. We've got a few ideas at the moment, and it depends on what route we go down. So if we were to keep the game exactly the same, just add a second person in, for example. So there's two of you in the room, but the game is exactly the same. That wouldn't take too long. Though we could probably do that in 1 to 2 months. If we were to make like a multiplayer mode where it's like a completely separate room and there's like specific puzzles where you have to have two of you, or I don't know, like the whole room is one big puzzle or something, that would take a lot longer.
So if I threw this scenario to you, so you've got teams, and you've got teams of say 3 to 4 people, and they're trying to solve their own puzzles, but each of their own rooms. Is that something you could also do? And how long would it take, I guess, to do something like that?
Yeah, so that is another one of the options that we've got. So we're thinking of having more or less the same as what we've got now, but like a pane of glass, so you can kind of see the other person.
Okay.
And then you're kind of like racing against each other to try and complete the same puzzles like quicker than the other person, kind of thing.
You know, that is really good. I see. You know what? I see so much benefits to this.
Yeah, I think I mean, hopefully, if once we've got it on Quest, just because that's the biggest market currently, potentially on PSVR as well. That's another huge market. Then hopefully that will give us the financial ability to invest in adding that extra mode for people.
And you talked about the Oculus, Ben. You said about $239.
Yeah.
When you go to Quest, how much is a Quest headset?
So the Quest 2, about $299, I think.
Okay, so
that's everything you need for standalone VR. You don't need a computer. Everything's just built in the headset.
So to play the game, you need at least probably a minimum of £250, and with that, you don't need a laptop or a desktop. It can all be done on a headset.
Yeah, everything's on the headset. Like the whole UI system, all the app library stuff, like everything's done on the headset. Yeah.
Do you see a big penetration with headsets?
What do you mean, sorry?
So for example, I think like with most people, they have a desktop or a laptop, right? So when they buy a game that's on the desktop and laptop, it's relatively easy because they've already got that. But like, I guess people to play a VR game, they need like the physical headset. Do you see many people, like from a market perspective, do you see many people like buying headsets, or is that where the route is going now at the moment?
I think there's a lot of applications for VR other than gaming. I think like it's gotten to the point with this headset that's come out. It's gotten to the point where your average consumer will go and buy one rather than just gamers. So like my dad's got one, for example. My other half's stepdad's got one. They're not gamers, but it's in the price range where it's kind of considered its own console now. So where you go, I want the latest PlayStation 5 or whatever, you'd say, I want the latest Quest headset because it's completely standalone. It's even got like hand tracking and stuff as well, and you can track your keyboard, so the keyboard lines up with your keyboard in real life. And a lot of people, I think, for visualizing stuff in a virtual space collaboratively, it's got huge potential in the commercial market because if you especially with COVID and stuff, like if you can be at
Yeah.
home, remote into some office space or some collaborative environment, be like, oh yo, I'm working on this building architectural visualization thing. What do you think of it? You can walk around the building, you can look inside it, you can see all the the floor plans, like, I don't know, in the building or whatever, and you can visualize that in 3D in real life, in virtual reality, whilst both of you are sat at home in your pajamas. Like, it's like the biggest hurdle. It's just like getting people to be aware of it.
It's expensive. What routes did you think about going through in marketing, Ben?
So we tried quite a lot of things. We contacted some journalists.
Yeah.
So there's sort of like the big names in VR journalist wise. There's like VR Scout, Upload VR, Road to VR. They're kind of like the main ones. So we sent emails to them, saying, here's our press release stuff, here's our game that's coming out soon, and blah blah blah. So all of those wrote articles about our game coming out, which is really really cool. Now that our update's out, we're gonna email them again saying, oh yeah, we've just done a big update. We're putting the game on sale on Monday. Is it something you want to kind of check out again, kind of thing?